Higher Inner Power, a reflection of true hip-hop culture, a study of hip-hop, and an execution of sticking to the roots while also propelling everything forward. Welcome back to another episode of Higher Inner Power. I'm your host, Frazier, aka Supernova, coming live and direct from Denver, Colorado. Hope you're staying blessed, staying well, staying healthy, and overall just enjoying yourself. I know it's been a while since I dropped the last podcast. I've been really focused on my craft, real busy in the studio, and just working on some personal issues, fighting depression and going through some highs and lows. Anyone out there struggling with your own mind state, I definitely can relate and understand that it just takes small changes each day to make a lasting impact in your life. Today I have a very special guest, my friend Qbala. She's a very talented artist, a basketball coach, and just overall great person. She's someone I really admire in terms of her art and how she carries herself and the energy she brings to the world. I think she's a really inspiring person, so really excited to share our interview. Hope you enjoy. Got a real special guest with me today. Introduce yourself one time for the people.
Hey, what's good? It's Cali Q. Y'all know me as Qbala. Much love. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. Blessings.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself and how you got into hip-hop.
You would think, with the name Qbala that maybe I'm talking about being dope or whatever, but Bala actually came from playing basketball, and then once I hit my music phase, I put the A on the end, turned it into Qbala. So Q being my last name, Quinones, Bala, and my brother and my dad would always call me Q-Ball. And so that name just kind of stuck eventually. But forever, music's been with me growing up. Never did I at any point aspire to be a hip-hop artist, a musician, any of that stuff. I feel like music and I just kind of collided at this point in my life when I really needed it. When I was a teenager, I was going through, like most teenagers, we're going through some things, we think we're going through some really things, and we just don't know how to express those things. I was writing, and at the same time, I had found extracurricular activities and drugs and partying and whatnot, so it kind of expanded my mind in ways, and no, I'm not advocating for drugs in any way and saying that kids and teenagers should go do drugs, but that was just my experience, and eventually all of those poems and just self-writings and self-analysis that I was just writing over and over and over, and different things that were happening to me. And it was weird because until that point, doing drugs, I was really quiet, shut off. But then that happened. And dance, song and dance, and going to raves and seeing B-boys and B-girls, all this stuff, coming from Loveland to Denver, going to these underground parties and stuff, seeing Mr. Wiggles compete, and it was just amazing. So I think there was an evolution of how I eventually landed, like I said before, in that relationship with hip-hop, because I could see it just kind of growing a little bit closer, a little bit more towards where I was going to be expressing myself in an art form. So about, I want to say, 19, 20 years old, a dude named MC Evolution we grew up skateboarding together. And I don't know, he would be like, you were dope, but they were really good. And he made hip-hop beats and stuff like that. He read some of my poetry and whatnot. He's like, you should be putting this stuff to beats. So that was really like the first introduction of me going towards beats and stuff, and I was like, all right, let me try this. And so I took something that I think I had originally wrote and laid it down to a beat, and just repeated it, practiced it, like kind of found my own cadence in a way. And I think your cadence is like forever growing and changing and evolving. And showed it to him, and he's like, that's dope. And so we just kept vibing, and then I ended up, the first show that I ever did was a competition, and I took second place in it, and I was like, okay, I have something here, right? And this was like, I want to say, colliding at the same time that I was playing college basketball, right? So that's like that's the life of me, being really good at something, and then having something else come up that I'm also good at, that I'm like, oh, I could probably do that too. So I would say like around 19, 20 years old, hip hop and I collided in a way via a friend who saw an ability within me and kind of inspired me, and we made music together for several years, and after that, and I continued on after college sports, making music.
And in terms of the sports, did that affect your nature in terms of being an artist, like your competitive nature, or even in terms of maybe your focus, and your discipline?
It's interesting because to answer that question, I would have to go through all of the years that I played sports, like college basketball, right? Like, so I graduate. Let's just kind of do like a quick bop from here, like 2001 to 2005. I was at a junior college and then a Division I school, right? And then I took 2 years off, and then I got a scholarship to play at the University of Alaska Anchorage after that. So throughout all of that, from the beginning, junior college all the way up to Alaska, I grew up skateboarding and playing basketball. Had to make the decision to put skateboarding on the back burner because basketball was the vehicle that was going to take me somewhere, get me an education. Then I fell in love with music and hip hop, and I'm still kind of playing basketball. And I believe that's at Utah State. And then when I come home from Utah State, that's when, in 2005, that's when I want to say that combustion of me and music really exploded right at the get-go. And then I was like trying to like online scrambling, looking for beats on every site and stuff, because he only had so many beats, and I had all these things to say. And then all the way into Alaska. Once I got to Alaska, I did have to put my music on the back burner, and that was at the time when MySpace was a thing. Instagram wasn't even a thing yet. Facebook was, you had to have a college email to even get on there. So being in Alaska, I had a college email, so I was able to kind of start building my profile there. And part of that was I wanted my family to be able to see what was happening with sports. I'm living in Alaska. But, I didn't really talk much about my music. My coach up there, though, he knew that I made music. And he's like, yeah, Qbala, what's up? He'd kind of give me shit, Tim Mosier. But he knew I was good at it. He knew I was good at skateboarding. He was the one, he coached me in my junior college. So he knew me at Otero and then knew me in Alaska. And I had a phenomenal season, and that's the thing with anything that you're doing. I think at some point you have to have the self-check or the self-awareness to say, how serious am I going to take this? The extracurriculars now aren't drugs and parties and stuff. There are other things that I'm really good at and passionate about. And now I have to choose between these two things. But damn, this is my senior year, and I really want a fucking championship ring. I really want an NCAA trophy. So I'm going to put my music over here and finish this, right? And so that was the choice I made. So yeah, I had to put it behind, to the side, so that it wasn't a distraction. But once school got out, I was like, hell yeah, back in my music. I was hooping with friends when I moved back down to the lower 48, because Dominic Deadbeat, he's a hooper. I hate playing against him. I hate when he's playing me on D. It's like playing myself. It's everything that I would imagine myself, playing myself. And I'm like, you're annoying. You're all up in my shit. You can't get around you. I just have to pass and hopefully cut and get a quick layup off a cut, like a give and go, Because I know you're going to be in my ass the whole time. But I respect that about him. And him and I were able to make music together for many years. But yeah, putting that on the back burner until I came back. And then at that point, I hung up my basketball shoes, seriously picked up the microphone, and was like, all right, I'm gonna see where I can take this. I don't think my parents quite believed in me at that point. And then it just exploded into all these crazy opportunities. They came to some shows, saw some things. When I played Red Rocks after Prince passed away, and for the Prince tribute, I think my mom seeing me on that stage in front of 10,000 people, I think that's when she was like, oh my God, like my baby can do it in this arena too?
That's awesome.
You know, like she's over here winning championships in college and then coming over here into music and doing this? Okay, she's different.
What lessons did you learn from basketball that you applied to music? Or I guess I would also say, like, what similarities do you think there are between the two crafts? You know what I'm saying?
I was competitive. I think the disciplines, you know, like being self-disciplined to make a schedule about what you're wanting to attain. You know, like when it was in sports, if I, like, say, when I got that offer to go up to Alaska and I was down here, and I was like, wow, I gotta train myself to get at least 70% in shape to go up there and become a starter on this team in a program that I'll be new in. Right, so I got to have the discipline to do this. So writing programs for myself, being able to go to the gym and do these workouts, and I, like, that was what it was. I can go to a gym and just create a workout and then run it, right? And then you write it all down. Mm-hmm. You write it all down, and then it's repetition after that. And lots of swimming, running, lifting, lots of shooting, eating right, just changing all of your habits, and then transfer it over to music. Now it's a different set of things that you have to be attracted to doing, right? You got to be able to make lists. You got to have an idea where your project, where you want to go with it, who you're trying to reach out to. Now you got to reach out to production, where you're going to record at. And have the money or the connections and the crew to come together and build a project, and then you got to be disciplined on doing that. You know, like here, hey, we have this release date, and this was the part of getting to music that I was kind of falling out of love with, right? Because it wasn't just this in the moment rawness, and we're just writing and recording and just putting it down and fucking let's go fucking throw it down on the stage. Yep. Or whatever. Now it's really tailored to we're trying to market it and sell it and push it. Mm-hmm. But if that's the case and that's the route that you're going, you do have to set up those schedules and follow those schedules and meet those deadlines and talk to those creative heads. Being disciplined by going to shows of other artists, going and supporting your community, being out in public, being a good representative of your community, of your state, the character, attitude, how you carry yourself, the way you act in a venue, how you treat the management. And you know, a lot of people will be like, yeah, but they're treating me this way. They're treating me like the service, whatever. I think that in that exchange, there's something within you have to realize that as soon as you say that, you've already put a wall up. Don't even let that wall exist of they act a certain way. You just focus on how you act. If it's something that you don't want to agree to, then don't agree to it. Be willing to say, okay, that's not for me. I'm going to look elsewhere. Be willing to walk away, because then you set the standard of what you're willing to kind of put yourself out there for. Mm-hmm. Right? That's kind of how I feel about that in that sense of being disciplined about your music making experience. Because what are you really trying to do with it? You know, are you just trying to be creative and just build projects, or are you trying to really go out there and push it? And I think even from one side to the other, you still have to be disciplined in the areas of doing that. Otherwise, it's just a lifelong project, which you just keep plugging away at, and maybe that's the discipline of it. You just a little bit here, a little bit there. It's different for everybody, right? So yeah. I think you just have to find something that's consistent, and then have the ability to be able to be like, okay, this is the finished product, and I'm going to put this out. I'm putting this out into the universe. I'm going to cut with that and be creative and create more. You know, it's like, I don't know, I don't have kids, so like it's like having a kid, and then you're like, I'm gonna have another one. Exactly. Maybe another one.
Exactly.
Except for these are albums and it tracks.
No, that's a really good way to put it, for sure. What are some of the artists that really inspired you when you first started creating music?
Talib Kweli, DJ High Tech, Common. And what's crazy is back then I didn't know that Kanye was producing a lot of these. So now I'm like, holy crap, like, dude, am I able to say that Kanye was like an inspiration? Because I wasn't looking into production at that point, like my head was wrapped around like athletes and stuff and who's playing for what team and whatnot.
That era of Kanye was amazing too.
But but that's the era of hip hop, and those years were that form of expression was real deep. Debrat also, her style has influenced me. Queen Latifah. Lady Rage.
Oh yeah, she's super dope.
MC Light. I don't know if I said it. Did I say MC Light? I didn't say MC Light. I am the light. My mom's always bopping around singing that track, man. I'm like, my mom's legit, dude. Like,
that's dope.
She's cool. Music Soul Child. Here's the thing. Like now, like back then, I'm like writing this rap, like this style of rap that's kind of aggressive. I want to say, venting from this place of ignorance. We'll call it, because I'm coming from a very young place and perspective about my mother, father traumas, family traumas, and all this stuff. And now I'm like, I just want to love and talk about this and experience it. Like let's dance, let's get these emotions out. Like there's more room out than in, and it changes. And there was a point when I had to walk away from the music because I was like, I'm repeating the same thing. And like I was saying earlier, casting spells on yourself. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in this trauma. It's like if you go to a therapist and you just keep talking about the same trauma over and over and over and over and over and over, you could likely keep yourself in that trauma unless you're doing things to get out of it. Mm-hmm. And at that point was when we connected on some beats, and I was like, I wrote all this shit to these beats, right? To the beats that you gave me, and I'm like, I can't release this. Because if I record and release this, it's going to fuck up my relationship. And right now, I'm really trying to hold on to this relationship. And I was like, I disassociated, right? And what I probably needed to do was release it. But I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been really painful. And not just for me, for her, for the people watching, families, friends. And I don't think anybody has earned the right to be treated that way. I've learned, that's something I learned in that class. Nobody's earned the right to be abused. Nobody's earned the right to be
that's true.
Put down in this place of like, there. Especially when you have pull and clout and an audience and a stage where you can just blurt this and the other person can't do any of that. I was trying to be respectful, so I needed to step off that, which I'm glad I did, but now coming back X amount of years later, I've learned so much, and it's changed how just my perception of self and the world and how I want to put things out there. And I'm like, man, all right, that's dope. You could, like, music is forever evolve. Like, you could go away and look at Beyonce. She's like fucking making country music and shit. I'm over here like, this ain't Texas, like, and then I'm like thinking back in my roots, like, hell yeah, like my mom grew up on a farm. My aunt has a farm right now in Kansas City, Missouri, where I'm trying to get out to go work. Like, hell yeah, like I want to be playing in the dirt and living this life, and it's all around us. Plus, that's black music anyways. Fight me.
It's facts. Most all popular music in America is black music originally,
Check this out. Like, you're just a different shade of black, right? Spectrums.
Exactly.
Everything's on a spectrum.
Exactly.
You either, like, you say, yes, I like it, or no, I don't like it. And there's still a spectrum in between that.
Right, whether it's gender, race, sexuality, it's all spectrum, right? Tell me a little bit about how the song Falling Over came together and how you did that hook with Lana Shay. I really appreciate you letting me use the track, too.
So, and that's the thing, it's like, even in that moment, I appreciate you. That's blessings on me for y'all using that and continuing to push that, too, because I feel the love of that, like, something that I helped be a part of, was still used and inspired other people with things that were going on in their lives.
Exactly.
Right. Like, and then it comes crazy. Back however many years. Like, what year was that released?
2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta sit with that.
Full
with that
circle.
Feeling, man. Like of like, whoa. I mean, like, even hearing it when you released it to having just asked me that right now.
Yeah.
It literally stopped me in my tracks. I was just like. Staring at you, like if people could see us right now, they would see my lip just kind of open up, and my mouth open, half open, like looking at Ty, just kind of like, what? It's a dope track. So I was pleased and happy with what you did on it. Your production style, like, I was like, damn, I can't fuck with him yet and write raps with him yet because I'm not quite there yet. And then I think, like, through a lot of this change, what happened after 2017 until now, I can now see it because I'm not so fixated on just a specific theme style, and I felt like I couldn't be a part of your theme style, and now I'm like, oh yeah, I can fuck now I can. He's dope as fuck. I've always thought that,
and I thought
I couldn't, like, because there's multiple things going on there, you know. And now where I was a hater about certain styles of hip-hop, I think, to be honest, if it wasn't a specific type of beat, I was like, I can't get on that beat. And to me now, I'm like, you're being a hater. And I think maybe it's more on me of not being able to hit that style or that range. Because I hadn't experienced certain things to bring me to a place to be able to have that output.
Yeah, to be open, to just trust your feelings.
So that's all respect to you.
Likewise. Like, yeah, no, I appreciate you letting me use it too. And, yeah, it just came out, like, yeah, like you said, really relatable. Crazy how you could write something and she could write something that I relate to. And then, like you said, it comes full circle. Like, that's the cool thing about music. It's very universal, I think.
Imagine in, like, another 10 years.
Yep.
Revisiting that track.
Anything else on your mind that you want to talk about, or, you know, anything in particular?
You know, it's crazy. I got a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. And right now, that whole situation where I'm having to make a decision of, well, a couple things felt like the universe just did some things for me that were like, what the fuck? You're weird. You're a weird universe, but I'll roll with it. All right. So, but I coach basketball right now. I coach with Gold Crown Foundation, which was founded by Bill Hanslick, who's a retired Denver Nugget. So a really cool place. Even if families don't have the money, I believe there's programs that you can get into where it's either on a sliding scale or your child can get in for free. But these kids are learning their fundamentals. I got a couple camps coming up this week. So this is one of those things where I'm going back to doing basketball and music. But I think now, I'm emotionally mature enough and stable to be able to do both, right? But right now, I'm in this space where I'm with basketball and music and getting to be a part of both of those worlds. And I think it's about to explode in a way that I wasn't. So I just won an award through the Denver Nuggets for the Junior NBA Coach of the Year.
Wow, congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I was beside myself and found out that I'll be getting this award at the Nuggets Spurs game tomorrow night during halftime. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, all right. So I actually get an award. And then on top of that, because I'm trying to get into coaching. I would love to land a coaching position at a school and end up, I would like to finish my bachelor's. I'm so close. Once I get my bachelor's, then I could coach college. You know, options are endless. But if I can land this, then if I can land this job that they offered me, and then I could be coaching with the Denver Nuggets Academy here in the next month or so. But I'm established with Gold Crown, and I'm just going to keep working for the youth in our community. You know, it's important. I'm tired of watching sports and seeing kids having a hard time because they're not fundamentally sound, right? And it doesn't matter from day one to being a kid to being a professional athlete. You have to work on your fundamentals daily, you know, and I'm good at that. Like I found something I'm good at naturally, and someone else has given me recognition for it. I'm still shocked about it, but I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. Universe, is this, you know, what's opening up to me? So, yeah, like Colorado, I'm back home. Just moved back November 1st, 2023. Came back to be with family, to help my family in different arenas. Be closer to my niece and nephews. And it's There's been some speed bumps, but there's been so many strides that have just are just so natural. So Colorado's a magical state, and I'm glad to be home. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Like, I appreciate you sharing all that with me too. Do you have anything coming up that you want to promote, or anything in terms of music?
Music, I don't, man. I'm literally like in this mindset of like, I'm not telling anyone shit about my music right now.
Yeah, you're in that phase. I like that phase.
Yeah, I just want to keep working on things and curating things behind the closed doors until I'm ready to like actually share something, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just this real big self dive and just exploring life right now, and that's where the stories and whatnot come from my music, right? Like the life that I'm living. Right? Yep. Not the life that I'm promoting. Yep. So right now I'm just like, don't worry about the promotion side of things, share things when you're ready, and keep collaborating with people who want to collaborate with you. So, and that's part of me being over here right now is like, hey man, we gotta chop it up after this. I know you got beats, like I'm back, I'm ready, I'm mentally prepared, let's go. And we already just discussed that prior to Aaron here. So it's just little strides and just build small, like the homie A-Clock would say, when you're ready, share it with the world. So when that stuff comes up, I'll let you know first. You'll know.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it'll be on your joints.
Do you have any tips for artists starting out? I always like to give people that perspective,
be honest with yourself. What are you looking to do? Are you trying to perform shows? Are you trying to sell music? Are you trying to do all of it? Are you trying to just be a studio MC or studio producer? Because there's nothing wrong with that. You can get mailbox money, right? Send out beats and you're getting checks. So being honest with yourself about what direction you want to go. And even if you're not certain, just start writing. If you're on the side of writing songs, right? Start writing your feelings down, right? What's going on in your life? I'm not the one to tell you what to rap about. Everybody's going to rap about and talk about whatever is on their mind, but maybe start there. What's on my mind right now? Start getting that out. Grab a journal, go to the dollar store, get some pens, get some notepads, and start filling them some bitches up. And if you don't have any beats, that's a good place to go. Just keep writing. And then you got the internet right in front of you. You got your friends and homies, so you can, what we call, communicate and network and chop it up and find out, who do you get your beats from? Where can I get beats? There's all kinds of places online. Do your research. And even if you can't afford the beats right now, you can go on YouTube and just loop tracks, go on Spotify. I'm sure you can go on Apple Music. I'm sure you can go on all these music platforms and just find hip-hop instrumentals. I still do it. Honestly, that's what I've been doing since moving to Oregon. If I didn't have beats, if I was in my tow truck, I would just put beats on loop and just sit there. And even if I wasn't rapping over them, just hearing the beats helped me kind of make decisions about what kind of production I want going forward. So now sitting here with Ty, I can have that conversation. I've been blasting him with tracks like on Facebook. I'm like, this track, with no explanation. So, now I'm just, it's just send a track. But I got to go back and be like, okay, this is what I was liking in these tracks. This is what I'm hearing. And this is kind of what I was feeling and what I'm going through. And it's kind of just this exploration in this process of your craft. Spoken word is another great place to start. Go to some spoken words in your community. It's a great way to start navigating networking situations without having a ton of loud music going on in the background. After someone's done, you can exchange info and whatnot, and go from there. Then maybe you get your shot. You sign up for one. Do a piece. You have 2 pieces. I've done spoken word, and then I took those spoken words and put them to beats. Yep. And then I did them like interludes in between tracks.
Or I did the opposite. I did like a poetry of my verse that I had already had on the track.
That's dope. Exactly. Yeah.
So either way.
Because you can flip it either way. Absolutely. Yeah. So That's what I would say, you know.
Yeah.
But really, I honestly like go be a part of your community. Go listen to people do spoken word and poetry and slams and stuff like that, because it'll give you an idea. You just like hearing it in real time it hits different than hearing it on a record. Even though hearing it recorded is dope too.
Yeah.
So just being able to hear the different mediums, I think that's the sauce.
Exactly. No, thank you again for joining me. I think that was a really good combo.
Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
all love.
Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Peace.
Welcome back to the podcast. This is Higher Inner Power. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Next up, I have a new segment. This is an NWN. Check it out.
All right, so my name is John Bennett. I'm the nigga with the news. And let me say some shit. Let me say some motherfucking shit, right? Because I'm the Negro with the news zone. And I don't even think that's Spanish. But anyway, so, all right. The motherfucking cargo ship smashed into the bridge in fucking Baltimore. Y'all know about that shit. It's goddamn tragedy. Fucking 6 people died and everything. It's sad. But these white-ass motherfucking cornbread fucking dry pussy, white, having-ass conservatives are out here talking about some, hey, man, it's the fucking DEI, it's diversity. They blaming niggas for the reason why the shit crashed into the motherfucking boat. Talking about some, hey, man, the fucking captain was black and the crew was black, and because the mayor of Baltimore is black, he jumped onto the ship like Captain Jack Sparrow doing some shit and fucking steered it into the bridge, and that's what collapsed the bridge. That's what these motherfuckers basically saying. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, why do niggas gotta get blamed for every fucking thing? Everything that happens, the white man gonna come out and blame the nigga. I don't understand it. And it's not all the white men. It's just the old conservative white dudes out here talking about some niggas doing this and niggas doing that, and it's woke this, it's woke that. So the woke shit crashed into the DEI bridge. Some motherfucker, I can't even remember what his goddamn name is, put out a fucking tweet talking about some, hey, the mayor of Baltimore came out and spoke about the bridge, and he said, we be crashing ships. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Why the fuck y'all gotta be so racist all the goddamn time? Like, good Lord have mercy. That's not the most fucked up thing in the news that happened. That's not even close. Fucking goddamn Diddy. Motherfucking Diddy. Pump diddled the shit out of them motherfucking Diddy. That nigga fled the fucking country. The feds came to your house. They raided the fuck out this nigga. And Diddy's first reaction was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. This nigga fled the goddamn country after a Homeland Security. Do you know how bad you had to fuck up for a Homeland Security? Homeland Security, dog. What are you, a threat to national security? What are they, fucking George W. Bush raiding your house for oil like in 2002? God damn, Homeland Security came through, fucking barged into his house, arrested his son, fucking took out, I'm talking Mar-a-Lago type documents out this nigga's house. Diddy is like, yeah, man, I'm out. He fled the motherfucking country. That nigga can never come back to the United States. And Diddy out here, I bet he's trying to say, I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah. Prove your innocence. You didn't do nothing wrong. So you fucking leave the country, you stupid motherfucker. You did it. 50 Cent said it best. They don't come to your house like that unless they got evidence. They got OJ evidence on this nigga's face. Motherfucking Diddy is talking about some, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Glove don't fit. What did you do to Meek Mill, dog? You had Meek Mill in a fucking dog cage? You was beating your meat on him or what? What happened to Meek Mill? What did you do to Usher? What did you do to Justin Bieber? What did you do to all these motherfuckers, man? God damn, dog. This is my conspiracy. I think P. Diddy fled to Cambodia where he can fuck ladyboy hookers. That is my conspiracy. You heard it here first. Nigga with the news. He fled to Cambodia so he can fuck ladyboy hookers. Supernova.
Thank you for tuning in to Higher Inner Power. This is your host, Ty Frazier, aka Supernova. Today in hip-hop history, one of the freestyle greats, MC Supernatural, was born. He was born April 23rd, 1970, so happy birthday to him. He's definitely considered one of the greatest freestylers in hip-hop, just someone who's super pure and original when it comes to improvisation and just flowing off the top of the dome. He actually held the world record for the longest continuous freestyle rap. In 2006, he set the world record for the longest freestyle. He rapped for 9 hours and 15 minutes. So that's an incredible level of skill to do something like that. And if you've never heard of Supernatural, definitely look him up. I know he recently came out here and judged the freestyle battle. Shout out to everybody who participated in that. You know, putting on for Colorado, putting on for Denver. You know, so yeah, if you've never heard of Supernatural, definitely look him up. Here's a quote from him about freestyle. This is his definition of freestyle. He said, "My definition of a freestyle is coming from the deepest realms of improvisational skill. Just being able to formulate and make rhymes on the spot. That's the definition of a freestyle. Freestyle is the highest form of expression through oneself." I 100% agree with that. I think you're not a real MC unless you can freestyle. That doesn't mean that you have to be the greatest freestyler, but to be a true MC, you have to know how to freestyle and have to go off the top of the dome. Not necessarily spitting something that you wrote before. Shout out to all the freestylers, all the real MCs, all the hip-hop heads, the beat makers. You know, I do this for y'all. This podcast is really curated for hip-hop heads and anyone interested in the history of hip-hop. I definitely try to bring all angles and try to, you know, just uncover things that people might know and interview those around me that have their own history within the hip-hop and the culture. So once again, thank you all for listening. My name is Ty Frazier, aka Supernova. Hope you have a blessed and wonderful week. Tune in next time. Peace.